Hello, everyone, and welcome to another incredible episode of Empowered Conversations, where I have amazing conversations with extraordinary people who are out in the world doing beautiful things in service to others and just all around living their best lives, living lives with intention and on purpose. And that is none other than my guest today, Charlene Harry. Charlene Harry, is a woman who has defied the odds and succeeded in both her personal and professional life. Happily married with four beautiful children, including, excuse me, including a rainbow child conceived after 40. Charlene knows what it means to overcome challenges and obstacles, don't we all? Despite being told that having more children was not a smart move, Charlene went against the odds and became a six-figure earner. Over a span of 25 years, Charlene moved from level to level, working as an engineer in corporate and government roles and building a diverse skill set that ultimately led her to becoming a successful business owner. As an author and empowerment speaker, Charlene is passionate about helping overworked professionals gain clarity on marketing their wisdom to wealth and helping them reach their full potential. Charlene is the author of Stop Settling. Got to get that book. You were designed for greatness, a personal development book that encourages readers to break free from limiting beliefs and unlock their full potential. With her expertise as a transformational career and life consultant, alignment coach, Charlene has helped countless individuals achieve greater clarity and alignment in their personal and professional lives. Her mission is to empower and inspire others to create their own success stories and live a life of purpose, passion, and abundance. Guys, drum roll, please. Help me in welcoming Charlene Harry.
Hey, 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 Dr.
Hello.
Neil. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful introduction. Thank you so much for sharing that with the audience. I'm excited to be here. I love your energy and I love what your call is all about. It's about being able to empower the people. The energy is where it's at, and I feel your energy, and I just want to tell you thank you.
You are so welcome, and you are wonderful, which is why you are here to share your incredible story, your incredible wisdom, and just your incredible amazingness. And again, thank you. It's such an honor to have you here. Now, where are you located? Where do you live, Charlene?
I currently reside in Houston, Texas. Yes, I'm in Texas.
Nice.
By way
I've
of
been to
Brooklyn, though.
Austin by
Oh,
way of
okay. I was just,
Brooklyn. Yeah.
yeah, by way of Brooklyn, New York. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, originally born and raised, but my husband moved us down to Houston, and now we're here.
Nice, wonderful. That is I love that. I was in New York a couple summers ago, and we were all over New York, Manhattan, Brooklyn, the Bronx. I was all over the place. It was, I mean, I've been to Austin, Texas a couple times. I've never been to Houston. But yeah, New York City, I love New York. I've been to other, upstate New York, Corning and places like that. But yeah, so welcome. And Charlene, I love, like, my biggest thing with Empowered Conversations is getting to really to the core, to the very depth of the soul of the person that I'm speaking with, and and like the why, the like what my first question is like, what epiphanic moments, what revelations, what experiences all brought you to this. I want to be an empowerment coach. I want to lead and inspire and empower others to their greatness. Tell me your story, Charlene.
Well, I started out as an engineer, and prior to that, I had been doing. I went to a performing arts studio or art school
Mhm.
in high school, and I really enjoy being able to speak and empower people through the messages that were a part of the plays or the skits that we did. But I chose to do engineering because I was good at math, and I thought it was the best way for me to support my life going forward. And as I did that, I started out my career in corporate America. It was good, but then I felt like I was overworked in corporate America. I was working very long hours, and I tried to find some kind of work-life balance. So I chose to go the government route because they were raving about work-life balance, and there is some balance there. And so I chose to go into that route, and I realized that it was such a different culture from corporate to government. And when I got to the government, it was like, I wanted to do so much, but they wanted me to just kind of scale back and kind of keep it easy and and slow. And I wasn't used to that. So I try to continue to improve the processes as an industrial engineer. That's my specialty. I can see a thing and figure out how to make it better. And I want to implement ways in order to do that. But a lot of times I got a lot of pushback. And it was like kind of bringing me down a bit, right? And then when I
Mhm.
tried to apply for a position that was my degree and I didn't get it, it was like, what in the world? What's going on here? But eventually, because of my persistence, I got the
Mhm.
position. But it was the same environment, um, toxic environment of just be happy where you're at. Just be thankful that you got here. You wanted the work life balance, you've got it. But I also wanted to do so much more for them. And I wanted to be able to serve. And I didn't feel like I
Yeah.
could really serve. And it wasn't until I took a leadership course there where no one wanted to speak up and no one wanted to be the lead. And I said, you know what, I'll do it. I'll speak for the class. And I did. And it was so well received that I said, oh, you know what, this is really where I want to be. I want people to hear the words of encouragement of going through a system or going through a process and recognizing that it is new, but it doesn't have to be hard. It just is new. And I always wanted to share with them how to change from going from A to B, not for it not to be hard, for it to be like an
Right.
easy transition. And so
Right.
when I did that speech, that was my awakening moment that everybody received it. Everybody was like, this is wonderful. This is great. You should do this. And I was like, you know what? You're right. But I let that kind of die down again because of the environment that I was in. It was still kind of like, you're doing too much and just, and I became complacent. I don't know if you've ever been in that position.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So it's like you say to yourself, everything's okay. I've got the job where it's convenient and I'm working. I can balance everything, but it wasn't a happy place, and I decided that it was time for me to listen to that inner voice that was saying, "You are
Right.
meant for more. You are meant to
Right.
do more than this." And
Right.
so I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and start applying for jobs. And I did. And I didn't stop at, 5 or 10 or whatever. I applied for like 167 jobs. Okay.
Doggone,
And
girl, get it. You get it.
I, and I will never forget that number because it was like my persistence to hang on to that voice and not stop. Like, because I knew that it was telling me something was better out there for me. Stop being so complacent. You're not happy, right? If you're not happy, that is a reason for you to do something else. Do something different. So I did just that.
Mhm.
I've never done that before, but I did 170 and got 3 job offers. And I said to myself, wow, this is a thing where I can listen to my own voice who wants nothing but the best for me. And I can follow through and actually receive what it is I saw for myself because I saw myself not being complacent. Yes? Who wants to be
Mhm.
complacent? I saw
You
myself
saw yourself lit
advancing.
up.
Yes, I saw
Yes.
myself leveling up, but I knew. And there comes a time, Stephanie, where we know this is not the place for us to do it. But we
Right.
so like, oh, I'm I'm not certain what's on the other side. It might be worse. It might not be what I want. It might not be what I'm thinking it's going to be. But I held on to that voice that said, you are meant for more than this. And if that more said that's what it was, then I trusted it and I listened to it. And I kid you not, within 2 years, I got 2 promotions. What in the world? I was at the other place for so long, 7, 8 years, nothing. But in 2 years, I got 2 promotions. You got to be kidding me. So that's when I
Absolutely not.
realized that it's a story about not listening to external voices, but learning to identify your internal voice and trusting that it wants nothing. It wants nothing but the best for you. But do you know the difference? And I'm here to tell you that with so much going on in the world, with all the advanced technologies, so much coming at us, it's often difficult, to be able to say that's the right thing for me to do. And that's why I wrote the book 7 Steps to Clarity, because it's really about trying to identify that clear voice that's inside of you that wants nothing but the best for you. So my epiphany moment was recognizing that I had to listen to that inner voice and trust it.
Yes, that radical self-trust, radical self-trust. I call that my higher self. It always knows what's best. And like you mentioned, it's not going to steer you wrong. Or at least that's what you were alluding to. Your higher self. If there's an intuition, if there's something calling you, it's not going to steer you wrong. And for that fear that oftentimes, and we all can experience that. What if it happens this way, or what if this happens? Quit thinking about everything that could go wrong and imagine what can go right. Imagine all the infinite possibilities of what can go right. Because if you've got a tug, if something's like pulling, like heart pounding, take action on it. And it may not, wind up being, looking exactly like this. Maybe
Right.
it looks like this, but that is what you're meant. And it's in that forward. It's always in a forward direction, following your heart, following your gut, following that higher self. I love that. I love that
Yeah.
passion. I love your passion. So I have a question. So the reason you left engineering to go into government work, was there also like a passion for wanting to like, like, enable or at least elicit some sort of idea to elicit change in government?
Absolutely. That has always been my thing. My husband is prior military. So
Hmm.
he actually brought us not too far from Austin. We started out at Fort Hood, Texas, and I started working there for the government. And it was my passion or my excitement to be able to help serve the soldiers that have gone across and lay their life for us, or just go and sacrifice our life. I wanted to give back to the soldiers, and so it's always been in me to be able to give back to whoever my client is, whether it be the soldiers, whether it be my boss, whether it be a friend. I always want to be able to give back and aid to improve the situation, because like I said, as an industrial engineer, that's just what I do. I'm a process improvement kind of person. It's like I
Yeah.
look at something and it's like, how can I improve this process? How can I make it more efficient? How can I make it cost savings to it? How can I make it so that there is a big impact in the end? And that's my passion in just anything I touch and anything I do, right? I want to make sure I'm affecting change, as you say, to what I
Yes.
touch, because I think that's all our life goals are. We're not here to be stagnant or to be the same. There's no enjoyment in that. And it kills me. It never failed to touch me when I was working in that environment and they were all so stagnant. They were all still complaining. I just don't get it. You want something different, but you don't want to see the difference, or you don't want to be a part of the difference. That's so like conflicting, and that's why you feel
Yeah.
that that those complaint like feelings, because you're not really thinking about how you can do something different.
Wanting something different means doing something different. Okay. Let me backtrack with that. Wanting something different is one thing. Having something different means doing something different. That was what was being done before. It's easy to be complacent and to go, oh well, that would be nice. Okay, for instance, having a healthy body, being healthy. Well, God, I wish I was healthier. I wish I had more energy. I wish I looked this way or that way, with my body. But okay, well, then that requires you to take this action, to do this. And it doesn't even have to be a long laundry list. And, oh, that's too much work. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, I don't have the energy. So there's always an excuse to not. And then it's like, the definition of insanity. What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing, expecting a different result. You must, and in order to do that, you have to, and like yourself, you're an empowerment coach. That's what I do. I work with people to help tweak that mindset that again then tweaks the habit to something different that then creates that new level of reality.
Right, right. I always say, because I gotta say, I wrote this book in 7 days. It just was called upon me, and so much is still pouring into me to share with the world. And when you say reality, that's what it is. It's like, how do I bring my clarity into a reality? There is something that I see for myself, but how do I bring it into reality? So I created my lives. That's what I'm calling it now, a call for clarity. And it's the theme is, how can I create this clarity into reality? And it's exactly what you said, Stephanie. It's about being able to look at the thoughts that are in our mind and seeing if they are serving us, seeing if they are in alignment with us. The alignment part is the key for me. When you recognize your own power, when you release that power, all things are possible. That's how you bring it into reality. It's your own power that starts with the mind. So I love that you are also in this, trying to help others get to this point of seeing their own power and unleashing it so that they could create their own reality.
Yes. You and we have probably read a lot of the same books. I'm sure you've read The Science of Getting Rich. It's all about, I don't know if you've heard of the holographic universe. Like, our minds are so powerful. But see, here's the thing. It's like mindset and heart set. Between the mindset and the heart set is where change, like when you really feel so passionately about something, when you like what you were mentioning earlier, having a calling, like knowing there's more. I'm meant for more. I've got this tug, like chugga, 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 chugga. I've got to take action on this. I can't, it's like you'll allow yourself to die if you don't take action on what's like tugging at your heart. And you're so right. It's like our minds, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't. Either way, you're right. And in your mind creates, and I love that. I wrote that down. How do I bring my clarity into reality? Clarification. How can I bring that and make that reality? Love
Yes,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So
And
tell me. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'll
Go
tell
ahead.
you
I'm sorry.
a quick story, because I wanted to get this out. And I started with the first book, which is Stop Settling. You Were Designed for Greatness. But that book has taken so long to go through editing. And I was getting frustrated with the editors. I was getting frustrated with the process. But the calling, right? The calling didn't stop. And it said, listen, you can write another. And I'm so like thankful that I had someone to push me into that. So my coach said, I bet you can write this in 30 days. And I could not believe it, because I did it in 7 days. And I didn't say, well, I already got a book, so why do I need to do another one? I said, you know what? That's right. I can do it. And so I did it. And I'm so like, I'm empowered. I've empowered myself. And that's another thing, Stephanie. When we when we take the action like you talk about, that's the one thing that I talk about in my course and in my book. Once you start to take that action, you are empowering yourself to see that you can get it done. And it's like, again, unleashing your own power, unleashing your own desires, and creating that reality within yourself. Because I thought it was going to take a while, but I had a voice that was supportive, that said, no, I told you to write it. You can write another one. get it done. And I did it. And I did it by myself. Of course, I did it with help. Of course, my coach helped me, and I had others.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I wrote that book, and that came from nothing but the divine spirit to help me get that out of me, because
Right.
he knew that I wanted to share this story with other working moms, because
Mhm.
it's inevitable as a mom. You have the children, you have to support them, you have to hopefully find time for yourself. Where are you going to find the time to do the other things that you really want to do? And that's why the first one was called Stop Settling, because we settle. We say, oh no, I don't have the time for it, like you alluded to earlier. And I'm here to tell you and your listeners, you can master the time. You can master the money. You can master it all with your thoughts and your mind. And the universe will help prepare you and allow that stuff to come into fruition for you. You're not doing it alone, but you are doing it with your own strength and willpower when you call on that power to help you. And I'm so thankful that I listened to that voice, and I listened to, don't worry about the how, just keep plugging away, because man, I'm excited for what's about to happen for me, and I hope encouraging others to do the same with their own internal voices.
100% Charlene, and what you were saying 3 or 4 sentences back about like when you do this, you empower yourself. It's
Yeah,
almost like you pour a little bit more cup. You pour a little bit more in the cup. You got to fill your own cup, especially women,
yeah,
working moms or non-working moms. You got it. You can't pour from an empty cup. Keep filling your cup. Keep pouring your cup. And when you do something that empowers you, then what does it do? It creates a new neural net that maybe you have a new idea, more clarity on something else. Oh, this was possible. Oh, what else is possible? Oh, that's possible. Oh, now I'm empowered to take action on that. I complete that. I was successful at that. And I mean, because to be lit up by life and to be constantly empowered or inspired by something, and it's not about like, oh, okay, there's something completely different than, I'm never satisfied, and it's not good enough because I have to my worth and value is tied to achieving. But so that's a completely different mindset, because
right.
worth and value is tied to what I do instead of, just being lit up. But what we're talking about is being lit up by, a new idea, a new idea, and then you're empowered to take action on that. And then it fuels you, fulfills. And I spell fulfill with Full, full, Fill, fulfill. We're fulfilled, and you're more, and you're fulfilled in your life, and you're empowered, and you're inspired, and you're lit up by life, and you're excited. And then other people see that and like, wow, what are they drinking? I'll have what she's having, and it's just like, and that inspires them. And
Yeah.
and I don't, I'm sure you're exactly the same, but like, I hope I didn't mute myself. Nope. um it's like what I feel, what I'm able to do for myself. I want that so much for others because of how it feels. And I want others to feel that lit upness, that empowerment, that inspiration to be elated excitement. That's one of my favorite things. I am elatedly excited.
Yes, yes. I
Empowered.
am I one of the things that I really like that you talk about is the feeling, and the creativity. Again, I really feel like we were created to create. You know what I'm saying? When it says multiply, not just by children, but by our thoughts and our ideas. Like you said, you get one idea and then you get another idea. And that those neurons, they make you feel good. And when you say that, I got to tell you, it brings me back to the main thing that I talk about in my empowerment tea, because I like tea. I like to drink tea. One of the things I talk about in my empowerment tea is how you can remember that you were created as good. And that means you were to feel good. Okay. And yes, we live in a world of both good and bad. But for me, this life journey is how to find my way back to the good. That's my that was the first thing that he gave me to share with everyone. It's like, you need to know that though you might be feeling bad in any situation or circumstance or an environment, that wasn't the intention. We need to figure out how to guide you back to getting to good. And complacency, my friend, is holding you back.
Mhm.
Complacency will hold you back. The thought of the unknown will hold you back because you don't trust that you are meant
Mhm.
to be good. So when we say that feeling, that's the feeling we want to hold on to. It's my desire that everyone learns how to live in peace and have prosperous income. That's the abundance. Like, just be have your peace and prosperous income. And the peace comes from
Yes.
feeling good. I don't ever feel any peace when I feel bad. But
No.
when you okay, but when you feel good, you are at peace. So that's the call for all of us, is to multiply with our thoughts and make it so that they are creating good in the world. And
Yes.
that in turn makes us feel good, which is the state of mind that we should be in most of the time.
Yes, and yeah, and obviously, it's impossible to feel good all the time, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about it's recognizing when you are feeling bad, when something's not, is not feeling right. What I do is I question. I'll just start asking questions, to my higher self. Like, okay, so what's going on? I don't know if you've ever heard of Access Consciousness.
Oh no.
Accessconsciousness.com, accessconsciousness.com. One of the things is one of their tool. It's called a tool. What we talk about, in Empower Conversations, what you're sharing are tools. Okay. And one of the tools is when you have a bad feeling is, who does that belong to? Send it back with consciousness attached. So in order, so it's because a lot of times these bad feelings and these thoughts and these sudden moments of not feeling good that come over us don't even belong to us, because we're energetic beings and we're connected to everyone and everything. And when you're out shopping and buy, oh yeah, I love it. When you're out shopping, you never know what the people around you are feeling. You might pick up on some of that vibration. Everything is a vibration. And so it's like, okay, so it's not necessarily something that's bad in your life or something bad going on with you, but you picked up on a vibration. Doesn't matter. Even if something is, out of alignment with you, to with the highest vibration. Who does that belong to? Where does that belong? Send it back with consciousness attached. So in essence, you are, transmuting and vibrationally lifting the energy of that frequency. And that access, yeah, it's yeah,
Access control. Oh no, access
access
conscious.
access consciousness dot, like consciousness. So you're accessing the consciousness.com. And I learned, golly, I've been a part of their group since maybe 2007 or 8. And yeah, it's really profound, some of the tools that I've learned that I also use when working with my clients. And again, it's all about just, reprogramming the mindset, to elicit a different neural net, new neurons. And the more neurons fire together, the more they wire together. And like, for instance, one of my calendars in my room, it says, um, where attention goes, where attention goes,
Energy flows.
energy flows.
That's right.
And
That's right.
you attract. So for instance, I have someone in my life who is dealing with something quite difficult. And
Mm-hmm.
she reached out to me a couple days ago because she met some guy, and she texts me and she's like, she's not on Facebook. This woman is not on Facebook. And she's like, Stephanie, she sent me a picture of him. She goes, what do you think of this guy? He asked me out. I met him at work, and I'm thinking about, maybe going out with him, and maybe, I know how intuitive you are. Maybe you could meet him. And I'm like, girl, number one, what intuition is telling you not to jump? Like, why are you even reaching out? If there's an intuition that that's sharing something with, like a red flag, pay attention to that. So she reaches out, and I'm like, okay. I said, well, how about you and him and me and my boyfriend go out on a double date? Like an innocent, and meet him, and I'll give you my feedback. And crickets. That was back in January. Crickets. 2 days ago, she reaches out. Stephanie, oh my God, that guy, what an asshole. He's trying to get up with his ex and blah, 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 loser this, loser that. And I'm like, and I just said, hey, and I was like, I said her name 3 times. I'm like, so and so, so and so, so and so. You reach out, you want my advice. I say, hey, let's get together, let's do this, and I'll give you my feedback. And I hear nothing from you. And now it's like, and then I asked her, I said, what do you want? What do you want to experience? And tell me what you love about yourself. Tell me what's awesome about you, what you admire and respect, and what are your special skills. And that's what I want you focusing on, because you have to be what you want to attract. Because if you think all men are dogs, pigs, and assholes, then you're going to attract that vibration. And not all, there's a plenty of amazing, wonderful guys out there. You could be attracting that. So, are you
Mhm.
there?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hear,
I'm
okay, I
here.
hear
I'm
you.
saying that
Okay, you know what?
that's
You're
so true.
frozen. You're frozen. And,
Can
but
you hear me?
yes, I can hear you, but you're frozen on my screen. Oh, there you are. Okay. Yes. So, but that's with anything in life. It's like focus, think about, you know, I say elated excitement, happiness, joy, peace of mind, freedom. Those are the feelings. What all actions, what all experiences can create that soup of fabulousness.
Amen to that. So I take it you've heard of one of the books that really woke me up to realize my own power to be able to manifest the things that I desire and get it was a book by Abraham Hicks called Asking It Is Given. Um, I
Go,
read that
Josie.
book and I
Go.
was like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this all my life. And most people will tell you she's a brat, she's spoiled, she gets whatever she wants. And when I read that book, I was like, no, that's not it at all. I just asked for what I wanted, trusted that I could receive it, and it came. I
Mhm.
wanted a better paying job. I wanted a
Are you there? You're froze again. Can't hear you. Charlene. Girl, you froze. Can you hear or see me? Charlene, this is such an empowered conversation. It's killing the internet. It's too much for the internet to handle. It's so vibrationally huge. All right, I'm sure she's coming back. No, y'all, this is amazing. What an amazing, freaking elatedly exciting conversation we're having today with my guest Charlene Harry, who is frozen. I can't hear her. I can't. Well, I can see her. Um, you there? You there? You there? Go over next to your router. I don't know if you can still hear me. Oh, she's okay. Hopefully she will join back, y'all. I just wanted to address some of these comments. Grace, girl, how you doing? Oh my God, I'm so happy that you are here. Yes, our internal voice. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Good morning from South Central BC. Yes, think, act, enforce. 100%. I'm finding so much talk and still little action. Facebook, it says Facebook user. I love your comments. If you could put in the comments like your name, I would love to know who you are. Well, Charlene Harry, let's see if she joins us again. But y'all, basically, the point in my sharing the story, this person is not on Facebook. And I love this woman to death. And it was like I was like, hey, okay, you want me to meet him? I'll let you know what I think. And then nothing. And then like 2 months later, and this is a common theme that I hear from people who have that mentality, says that she's backstage, and then all of a sudden they're the victim again. Charlene, it does not. Let's see. Hold on one second. It says I'm backstage. Ooh. All right, hold on. Click link above. Um, above. Click link above. I wonder what happened. Oh no. Click link above. Okay. Yeah, you're not backstage. Guess she's not here to my right. I wonder if when she clicked that, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna try something. Okay, we're live. Technical difficulties. Let me I'm gonna click that and see what happens. We might entering the studio because she was having some technical difficulties and we had to. All right, so now I'm in two different studios. Let me see if this is. Oh, device is not connected. Oh, there she is. Okay. Okay, there you are. Hold on one second. Hmm. Can you go into your email, Charlene, and click that link? Or did you click the one in Facebook Messenger?
I clicked the one in Facebook Messenger.
Okay, go to your
You want
email
me to go to my
because this is
email?
two different broadcasts. Yes.
Okay, I'm going now.
Okay.
There it is. Ah, all right.
Okay, let me see. Okay, I see you here. Uh-oh. Oh no. Hold on. But that one already posted to Facebook. I had to end it. Hey, y'all,
Gotcha.
back to Empowered Conversations. I'm back with Charlene Harry. We had to end that broadcast and create another one. Hence, here we are. So, Charlene, you were.
Do you have a meeting? We have a meeting within 20 minutes. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
So, we are back, and Charlene, you were in the middle of saying something so incredibly profound. Do you remember what it was?
I'm so sorry. Can you give me a minute?
Yes.
I'm trying to remember what we were talking about myself.
Oh my God. Yeah, we were talking about energy and vibration. Oh, and I'd given the example about a girlfriend who reached out, who was having an intuition about a guy. And I'm like, okay, she wanted me to meet him. And then I'm like, okay, let's do this. And then nothing for 2 months. And then next thing you know, she's texting me 2 days ago, asshole loser. And I'm like, you knew something, which is why you reached out. Something, your red flag was a flying. And basically, I was saying that we get what we expect. And if you think, oh, this is going to be somebody else who's going to be doing me wrong in this situation or doing me wrong in that situation, you're going to get that. And we were talking about where energy flows and
Yeah,
attention goes, energy flows. There, that's what we were talking about. And you were saying something so incredible.
exactly. And the thing that I like about what you were saying to your friend is it's so important, again, to go back to that intuition. And that's where the clarity comes in again. It's like you knew, but you wasn't certain. And so that's what I'm talking about when I talk about the clarity, is because you knew, you were given some kind of intuition that said, wait a minute, hold on, let me think about this, and shift with. We are cultivating all these external relationships, but we're not really cultivating our own internal relationship. I mean, I know everyone has grown up with a parent, has told you to do this and told you to do that. But at the end of the day, we need to learn how to come back to what it is that we want to do. They're there to help us along the way. But at some point, we have to learn to hear our own voice. And I can tell you that I've struggled with that myself. It was like, well, how do I know? Or maybe I need to call Stephanie and maybe I need to call Charlene because I'm not certain. Why aren't you certain? Because we haven't built that relationship with our own inner voice to know the one that wants the best for us will never lead us astray. But we have to be able to hear the difference between what, he's saying, right? Because he was a jerk, right? And that's an external voice. So again, it's how do I identify my voice in all these other voices? And it is a learned skill, in my opinion. It is not something that you just wake up one day and, I know this is my voice, because at the end of the day, we all came, in my opinion, Stephanie, from a spiritual place. and we're in a physical form. And we're trying in this physical form to remember the purpose of that spiritual existence in the physical form. So how do you do that? You got to start that spiritual walk or conversation with yourself to know that I am in this body, yes, but I also am this spirit. What is this spirit trying to guide me to do?
Absolutely. 100%. I love what you just said. Building, that's a perfect way to put it. Building that relationship with ourselves, so we trust ourselves. So when an intuition is happening about someone or something, we're going, ooh, ooh, ding, 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 dings, tapping me on the shoulder. This might not be the best avenue. And again, you get what you expect. So, and I get we all have experiences. So there are previous experiences, and I know some of her previous experiences that teach her that in her reality, in her lived experience, that the men that she's had in her life have been, not all, have been assholes. That's so if you want to create a new reality and you want to attract a man who's not an asshole, then you have to do that inner work so you vibrate at that which is going to, because again, like you said, we're these spiritual beings inside these physical bodies. We came here to learn a lesson. It's not to say, that previous experiences didn't give you some form of a mindset, but that mindset can be changed. And it's up to you to take personal responsibility to change that mindset so that you create different experiences. So all of a sudden, wow, Stephanie, I went on the most amazing date with this guy, and I can't wait. Instead of, Stephanie, I want you to meet him. See what you think. Instead of, oh my God, I can't wait for you to meet him. He's so amazing. He's so awesome. And and you would just love him, Stephanie. You know what I'm saying? So then the conversation and the dialect becomes completely different, like a fish flop out of water.
Absolutely. It's one of those things that I can honestly say that I have struggled with, that validation, that confirmation, and just understanding that you don't need to seek validation or confirmation from anyone. You can find that clarity within yourself once you learn to have that conversation. And like you said, it's a it's a self-talk conversation. And I love that. It's a real self-discovery of who you are, because like you said, she's experienced that, so that's what she knows. But
Right.
that's not what's meant for you, and you know that, right? She knows that that's not what's meant for her.
Because if anything is possible for anything is possible for anyone. We all are, constantly creating our realities. If you want something different, you have to do something different. If so and so has this specific reality, that means it's a possibility. It's a possibility. There are infinite possibilities. We all can realize on various possibilities. I could have her reality, or what she just experienced. There's infinite possibilities. It's like, what do you choose? What do I want? What do I want to feel? What type of relationship? What type of, a partnership or romantic relationship do I want to experience? Okay, well, I haven't had that in the past, but holy cow, I know it's possible because I see that happening for so and so. I see it happening for so and so. So I know it's a possibility because I'm sitting here watching it in somebody else's life.
Yes, yes, that's so true. It's like we see it and we know it to be true, but when it comes to us, it's the same thing with the complacency. It's like, oh, well, can it really be? And it must have been easy for them, or but it's a learned trait or learned thought process to say that I can connect. What I like to say, Stephanie, is the subtitle of my book, Seven Steps to Clarity, is how to co-create your life with confidence. And that co-creation part is talking about how to co-create with infinite intelligence. Okay, that's like limitless power. There's no limit to what you can be doing. There's no limit to what can be done for you. There's no pay scale that stops here. There's no ceiling to break. It's infinite. But we have to begin and build that relationship with infinite intelligence, the one that he lacks nothing. There's nothing that he can't do. There's omnipresent. He's everywhere. And we can too as spiritual beings. I think of it like this. You're on the East Coast and I'm in Texas, right? But we still are connected. You understand? Through this conversation. And that's, electronically the vibration is going out or what have you, but we can be connected without actually physically being there. And it's the same with the infinite intelligence. That power source is so powerful that it doesn't have to be right in front of your eyes. And a lot of times we see things with our eyes. We're like, well, that's just the way it is. That's just the way that it
Right.
has to be.
Right.
But again, if the internal voice is telling you it doesn't, you really need to learn how to trust that and build that relationship to strengthen the power to connect to that infinite intelligence, to connect to that limitless abundance that is open for you. It is all starts with your thoughts. And unfortunately, there are so many people trying to get into your head or tell you this is what you should do, that it can get buried at times for you to say, okay, no, this is the true voice. This is my true source of inspiration. This is my true power. And that's the whole conversation about being empowered. How do you stay empowered? How do you stay knowing that? And for me, it's constantly having that conversation with the infinite intelligence. It's constantly talking to myself and saying, what is it that you really want? Like really having that self-discovery, which is why I'm a fan of people who want to go through that process of self-discovery. It's like it's applause all around. Even if you're just listening to this, that's a part of the self-discovery. But when you dive deep and continue it, man, will the doors just open up for you, like you said, on the neurons, on what is possible.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, and think about even just the title of your book, even like stop, you know, stop settling. So it's not even about settling for what's going on out here because you're settling for what's going on out here because you're settling for what is possible here. Like you just said a while ago, like, that it is, that's how it is. This is my experience. This is how it is. This is how it is. That is settling. That is
Yes,
settling. That is settling when you, like you said, there's infinite intelligence, there's infinite possibilities. If it's a possibility for one person, it's a because it exists. Have you ever seen the documentary What the Bleep Do We Know?
no, I'll have to check that out. A documentary.
Like what the bleep, like what the fuck, what the bleep, but it's what the bleep do we know? And one of the most
Yeah,
profound statements in the very beginning is in a world of infinite possibilities, why do we keep recreating the same relationships? Why do we keep recreating the same experiences, the same jobs, the same experiences? Because in a world of infinite possibilities, because we're in a paradigm of thought. And that if you
yeah,
allow yourself to stay in that paradigm of thought, then that's settling. Get her book, y'all.
yeah,
Stop settling.
yeah. Yes,
I
yes.
love it. I love it.
I'm so excited to connect with you. And that's the thing. It's like people need to learn how to connect with other energies. When you can connect with other energies, that also helps with the clarity, because when I was in that toxic environment, it was just really hard for me to see clearly. It was hard. But now that I'm not, it's easier for me to attract, like I said, the people that are thinking like me, the thought leaders, the people who want to make a change in the world for the better. Because at the end of the day, the grass can't do it. We were here to protect the grass. It has to be the people that he created to come together with an energy that is so powerful. I always love this story of the walls of Jericho. I don't know if you know that story in the Bible where there's a people who will walk around the walls, and as they walk around, I think it's like 7 times, and they're chanting or they're singing whatever they're saying, the walls fall down from their energy. A
Oh,
wall falls
that
down.
is and that's metaphor for so much. Their
Yes,
intention, their energy is bringing those
yes,
walls down.
yes. Love
Yes.
that. Love that so much.
Yeah. Charlene, has been such an incredible, amazing, awesome, riveting, elatedly exciting, huge pot of energy, y'all. I know we've
Yes,
got two broadcasts. We had to stop the first one and we had to reconvene on a new one. But my God, it has been such an amazing pleasure having you here, Charlene. And we need to keep in touch. And you never know, like we can collaborate. Like your
absolutely.
energy is like like rocket ship. You know, I love it, and we need to collaborate. And I'm working with a few others on like a type of retreat collaboration where we're coming to the world and boom,
Yes.
and together collaborating together with the
Breaking down.
amazing amount of and yeah, girl, yes.
Just
And
breaking it down.
thank you for those who had joined the earlier broadcast, and for those we have had a few join the second broadcast. Thank you so much for being here, for your comments. Thank you, Grace. If she's over in Nigeria, she's across the doggone world. She was here. I love
Hey,
her.
Grace.
Yes, God, she's amazing. She's a powerhouse. Like, she's amazing. She's one of the people I'm collaborating with. But
Yes.
yeah, it's thank you so much for being here, Charlene. And yeah, so you stay right here. I'm just gonna say bye. Bye to everybody. Wave. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Till next week. Hey, get her book. Get her book. And the links to get, okay, so this was a separate broadcast because the other one went wonky, but all of her information is her website and how to work with her, how to get a hold of her, how to get her book, how to, read her book is all there. But she will also come back and put the link under all the broadcasts and comments so you can get a hold of Charlene. She is fabulous.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Hold on. You stay right here. Bye, everybody.